22nd, perhaps? March 23rd, maybe. It's Friday. And it is our first day working a new job in the Hove. Hey, there's our beautiful little Cadence and Grandma. And we are rushing to pick up some ladder jacks. We got the new guy working away in our absence. Actually, we told him to take a 30-minute lunch, so hopefully he is. A little bit of rain, but that's not what we're here to talk about. Essentially, it's Friday, weekend's here. Yesterday, I actually wasn't working. I mean, I was working, but I was working on my place, my gal, and my other half and I's place. And so I was available, you know, and I thought that we'd be getting together and having some sort of a conversation, but that didn't happen for essentially the third time. And you know, here it is the weekend again, and I find out that you're gone. It just seems like maybe you don't really want to talk as much as I thought you did. So if that's the case, you know, it's not like I'm avoiding you. In fact, I'm not. I love you. And this is it's unfortunate for sure, to say the least of it. But you know what? Shit happens. And we can either track it all around and walk up and down the ladder with it on our shoes and then get it all over our hands and just make a real shit fest, or we can squash it, rinse it, wash it, scoop it, fling it, you know. Sounds like a much better option. Essentially, you can't go around a dog owner's house and expect not to step in a pile of poo every once in a while. That's the message for today. And yeah, coincidentally, we did step in a small pile and we were able to hose it off, because it is not fun when that happens. So anyway, day at a time. It was very interesting yesterday. Maybe I'll just throw this in here at the end. So today I think is the 23rd. Let's see. No, it's not. It's this was yesterday. It's the 22nd. So this was March 21st, right? It's a trip. If you saw our video yesterday, it's about a 30-minute video on who's an alcoholic versus a problem drinker, an addict with the disease of addiction, or someone with the affliction any damn way. This is March 21st from Just for Today's Day. Addiction is a disease that involves more than the use of drugs. Basic text, page 3. At our first meeting, we may have been taken aback at the way members shared about how the disease of addiction had affected their lives. We thought to ourselves, disease? I just got a drug problem. What in the world are they talking about? After some time in the program, we began to see that our addiction ran deeper than our obsessive-compulsive drug use. We saw that we suffered from a chronic illness that affected many areas of our life. We didn't know where we'd caught this disease, but in examining ourselves, we realized that it had been present for many years. Just as the disease of addiction affects every area of our lives, so does the NA program. We attend our first meeting with all the symptoms present: the spiritual void, the emotional agony, the powerlessness, the unmanageability. Treating our illness involves much more than mere abstinence. We use the 12 steps, and though we don't cure our illness, they begin to heal us. As we recover, we experience the gift of life. Just for today, I'll treat my illness with the 12 steps. Starting with number 1, admission, acknowledgement, formulation of some sort of comprehensive understanding. In order to do that, when more than one party's involved, it doesn't take a mental giant to figure out you need more than one party present. So we'll put that on hold. It's a whole herd of mouflon. That's amazing. They're actually quite rare here, we've heard, and there's like, look at the horns on that guy. Hey, bud. Very cool. From the Hove. Gotta fix his damn seatbelt. So, just like a little recap, we were kind of scrolling through the snaps and shots of today. It rained. We called it early, first day. Dude, man, on his first day, did well. Yeah, we got some good work done. More importantly, I have an idea now of what it's going to take to prep this house without actually pressure washing it, which is something that we don't recommend. However, it is possible, especially when you have an old, fragile cedar siding home, that you are wary about forcing 2,400 pounds of water per square inch into. Any damn way. That's neither here nor there. What we're here to talk about, we actually just had to gas up our truck, and because our truck is still so hit and miss, we need a new starter and it just won't start. Probably at least half of the time now. We start in the mornings to get us to where we need to go though, right? So anyway, we didn't turn it off. We never do that. We left it on at the damn pump, and we thought for sure somebody was gonna give us crap. You know, we got our glasses on, our hats pulled down, and we're just trying to hurry with it. And we hear this, "Sir," "Sir," and I didn't even turn around, all right? And then I'm like, oh, you know, principal's here. Yes. He says, and then I turn around and it's this little foreign-looking guy with a smiley face who says, "It says receipt inside." What does it mean, receipt inside? Inside where? So we got schooled there at the gas pump in the art of assumption. We definitely made one wild assumption there, and we're gonna go out on a limb and say that it was provocated on our part because our guard was up. We felt like we were doing something wrong, and so we were ready. We were looking for someone to call us out, right? We're not gonna lie. In the time it took us, in the space in between us saying yeah, in the space between him saying, "Sir," we thought of going, "No habla inglés, or some rendition of that. We didn't, and thank goodness we didn't. But, you know, definitely stopped us in our tracks. There it is again, right? Some sort of a life event that is very small. It's an interaction between two individuals, and it's so rich and diverse in emotion and in just the art of interaction. More importantly, it definitely made us go, damn. So there is that. We've admittedly stepped in the doo-doo as of recently, and anybody who's following the vlog knows that we're not trying. There's no such thing as trying. We are working it out. We are working on it actively and encouraging everybody involved to do the same. There's only so much that can be done apart from, or I should say, past the point of your own nose, unless we are coming together in some sort of a coexistence, in the mutual endeavor to reach some sort of goal or destination or understanding, to reach some point of clarity, hopefully. completely shut the door on the past, but also not feel like it is more real than the present. And unfortunately, you know, it was somebody commented, or someone said actually to us, you know, it's probably not cool to air all this online when it comes to family or familial drama, if you will. What we say is, you know, there's a difference to us, there's a huge difference between airing it online and continuing our unconventional program of recovery that includes the processing of day-to-day affairs and worldly events in real time, on the camera, damn cam to damn cam, if you will. And that helps. Like, he who came before us would get on the track, record it, and polish that sucker until not necessarily he was done or happy with it, but until it was finished. It was done with him. And we are absolutely operating the same way. We can't let something go if it is important to us until we're done with it. And sometimes we don't get to choose when that is. Sometimes it's all about when that is done with us. And resentment, unfortunately, is one of those times. And we are not unique in this sort of place, in this position. This circumstance is not special to us. It's not, you know, uniquely reserved for somebody who's in the program of Addicts Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous, in long-term recovery, or battling some sort of a mental health situation, personal or familial, family involved. It's not strictly reserved for us. It can be, resentment essentially doesn't discriminate. It's not racist or sexist or ageist. It doesn't care if you are a good person or a bad person. If resentment strikes, you have it, and it's not necessarily going to go away on its own. It might diminish with time, like many things, but you see, scars remain, but scars can be prohibited. Scars can be prevented by addressing the wound before time gets to it, if that makes sense. And so really, if one is in the place in their life when they feel like there is a wound caused by somebody, and that person is indispensable for whatever reason, in other words, you're not willing to eliminate them from your life, then what has to happen is one of either three things, and two we've already covered. One, you do nothing and time will get to it, and it might turn into a funky scar because it didn't heal right. Two, you can address the wound, address it with the person who caused it. Or three, you can attempt to address it yourself and not tell the person who caused it, essentially ignoring it, not bringing it to their attention. Those are the three options. If there's another one, let me know in the comments. We haven't found it yet, and we're not really looking anymore, because essentially, you know, there's always going to be three doors to every room. And that's a separate conversation. It's interesting now how the sun's shining the higher we get in elevation, trying to alleviate that separation and sense of anxiety that's trying to get inside of me, and it's no good. What we want to do is essentially help you. And we do watch these, not right away, but we'll watch them sort of like, 2 months from this day. Oh, that's interesting. I remember that day. And it sort of also helps us it really helps us to process the information, keep it relevant, and let us know maybe where we went wrong. It can help us to be critically self-aware. any damn way, that's about all we got for today. And we're going to keep putting one foot in front of the other. We've actually got the work shoes on today. So, you know, if anybody stepped on our shoe, wouldn't have been too big a deal. Unless they went and stomped on it. It's all relative. Well, some of it's relative. There is definitely a ledge, an edge, if you will. And there has to be, in order to separate right from wrong. Otherwise, we're left with individual preference, and that is not desirable for a inclusive, diverse, and equitable community. Why are we laughing? Yeah, we FARC. Check out the playlist over at Locals. That damn talkspot.locals.com. DAAMNTALKSPOT.locals.com. That damn talkspot. Locals.com, you'll find a whole bunch of different communities and people who've really taken it upon themselves to stand up for what they believe in and create content based on that. You can join our community for as little as $3 a month, and you will also gain the ability to post your own content, comment with us and anybody in the community, and maybe you could issue a real-time correction, if you will, or call into that damn hotline every weekend. That's starting tomorrow again. We're turning the phone line on, and the phone number is somewhere in the show notes. All right.